Let's see some prize cards.
Oh, that Mega Mawile and prizes. That is
Too superior.
Superior. Oh my goodness, those are terrible prizes for Drew.
That is not ideal. This is your main mechanism for covering lots of energy and making sure your Make It Rain is getting clean knockouts. A little bit awkward for Liam as well. That flip the script, Sensitivity EX often coincides with your trade ability so smoothly. A couple of pickups for both players here to navigate. The Mawile also can come in as a late game attacking threat, but usually doesn't come up unless you have a surplus of energy throughout the game.
Yeah, and it's definitely not going to come up here, given that it is in the prize cards, kind of right at the top as well. So just going to be the Golden Go really to lean on, and yeah, the placement of the prize, especially brutal.
But let's see it then. Here comes the handshake, getting into our Masters top 4, 75 minutes on the clock. It's going to be Drew Stephenson kicking us off here. It looks like it's a fighting gong right off the rip. Already has that Gimme Ghoul lead. Straight away searching out a Soul Rock.
Searching out Soul Rock, that's one half of that Lunatone and Soul Rock package that has been oh so vital for every single Golden Go tournament run that has existed since the release of Mega Evolution. Soul Rock picking off the weaker basics and the weaker Pokemon in general. That Lunatone letting you draw extra cards and fuel that discard pile with your fighting energy. And why might you want to get a bunch of fighting energy into the discard pile when you're playing Golden Go?
Well, it's exactly that item card that we've already seen a couple of in the prize cards. That Superior Energy Retrieval is a great way to use your discard pile as a reservoir, very akin to Gardevoir EX in many ways, actually. Like Gardevoir would Psychic Embrace a bunch around, but you're going to use this item card to get a huge surplus back into your hand with that Superior Energy Retrieval. Drew taking some notes here of those prize cards. He's definitely going to keep an eye on those Superior, which means he might lean into the Soul Rock a little bit more than you might traditionally look to do.
Yeah, it's especially at this stage of the game as well, because you're going first, so you know, Liam definitely having won the coin flip, forcing Drew to go first, with him wanting to go second. Drew is going to be wanting to try and draw as many cards as possible, and having the Lunatone and the Soul Rock down turn 1 going first is an especially effective way to do it.
Already getting that Lunatone out means we will be cycling some cards here. Drew making those final few adjustments with those prizes and making sure that he's not going to be tripped up by anything. At this stage, you know you're so close, and I've just tipped him off to win the whole thing. The matchups within this top 4, so he does not want to miss a beat here. Knows that he just has to stay focused here. His opening seems to be pretty solid.
As long as he has a fighting energy in his hand, which I do believe I saw like a flash of brown there, so I think that should be okay to draw some extra cards.
Wouldn't be too surprising with 7 of them in the list.
Yeah, notes done, deck shuffle, Lunasonic, oh, just to go for it straight away, kind of letting him know, yep, I've got it. 3 cards drawn. Oh, and Buddy Puffin off of the Lunacycle. What an amazing find.
That means Drew can get additional Gimme Ghoul into play. There's a lot of reasons why you want to get multiple of these out quickly, not just so you can use your coin bonus as quickly as possible, but also because Liam might try and pick apart your board that little bit with that Flame Body Cannon and deal with some vulnerable Gimme Ghoul. Drew already making a great point of that, grabbing with Nestball that Genesect DX, and going to be using that Metallic Signal to grab a couple Golden Go EX immediately.
Such a strong search ability, especially given that the fact that you can just go ahead and search these 2 now to fin the deck, and then if you get hit with an Ino, you just search them straight back out again.
Yep, you are completely proofing yourself and giving yourself a ton of draw no matter what happens. Let's see action pass over to Liam, who's also holding on to a good amount of ball search here. I already see the Buddy Puffin. I think I see some Nestball as well, Freya.
Yeah, at least 1, maybe even 2. And if nothing else, there's Lily's Determination. So going to be able to get a lot onto the board and then still shuffle in and draw 8 to set up even further. So Liam here with a very strong start too.
And that's what you want to hear. Both players getting into the game quite nicely with their openings. And that means it's going to come down more to how they navigate their turns in the opening here. It's going to be an Enzarua and a Badoo coming out early on from Liam, who started with that Petra EX. That means he can try and pivot some Darkness Pokemon in and out of the active position to get into this Badoo.
And the Nestball, very important find. We talked about earlier how in this Enzara deck, when you're playing that Enzar Matasan line, you really need to find a way to get that Darumaka down. It does have 80 HP, so Buddy Puffin can't find it, but Nestball can.
Yeah, that's a real result for Liam, getting early Enz Darumaka. Ideally, could even look for more of them on this turn, because this is your main weapon against the Fire Weak Golden Go EX. That backdraft being such an integral attack, dealing 30 times the number of basic energy in your opponent's discard pile. They're naturally going to flood in there as soon as Drew starts announcing knockouts with Make It Rain. But additionally, that Flame Body Cannon, thanks to reversal energy within the deck list, is always online.
It is indeed always online. And scouts are coming in and actually just going to go ahead and play that Ino, valuing kind of putting Drew on a lower hand size and maybe putting him on a more uncontrolled hand after an Itchy Pollen more than getting more cards off of this potential Lily's Determination.
And this Ends Castle will work out pretty well. You can Subjugating Chains this Enzarua into the active, then freely retreat from it to get your Budu into the active position. No additional basics coming out from those 6 from INO, but at least Liam can begin this lock.
Yeah, it can begin. However, to be fair, Drew did draw a pretty decent hand off of that INO. So, I mean, even no matter what, you have guaranteed access to double Golden Go, because that's exactly why Drew went ahead and prioritized Nestball for that Genesect EX. So 2 Golden Go EX coming down immediately. And I think I saw Fighting Energy in a hand, maybe even an Air Balloon. So
nice.
Fighting Energy definitely for sure. Do I see an Air Balloon there? Yeah, it's there, I think.
That means we're going to have a really good turn. A couple more cards from Coin Bonus, and almost always we're going to see the Air Balloon to retreat into the Soul Rock here. We even have potential to Lunar Cycle. You want to start putting a decent chunk of these energy into the discard to fuel that superior energy retrieval for later.
There is a bit of a question here as well. Obviously, you want to deal with this Budu, but say, for example, if you're Drew and you find a boss's orders, do you just go ahead and target down this lone Zora, just deny Enzorok for next turn?
Yep, I'd love that too. If there is a boss's orders, that would be amazing. Drew committing the Metal Energy from hand, though.
Committing Metal Energy from hand, it also, it's in hand, there's the boss's orders. It was there, ready to go.
And it is going to be that Enzarua coming into the active position from boss's orders. That Enstarumaka is a threat, but when you're just stifling the draw power, that's still going to be so important for you, especially when Liam has to pick some really specific cards out of the deck to make full use of that Enstar Manitan.
Yeah, so the Air Balloon coming onto the Golden Go, kind of basically that Metal Energy attachment, just a bank on it so that later on Drew can go ahead and attack with it, but still will retreat, go into the Soul Rock, Cosmic Beam, 70 damage, exact KO on the Enzora. Drew takes the first prize of the game.
Yeah, and it was a superior energy retrieval as well, so that can keep him in good stead for some future turns. Will give him a lot of relief. We're going to immediately see an Ultra Ball throwing away an Enz Reshiram as well as an Enz Zoroark from Liam. He might look towards this Darmanitan straight away. Failing that, might look for Flip the Script. The harder piece usually to find is going to be that Reversal Energy, but he currently is behind on prize cards, so there is the option for some Flame Body Cannon action.
We have seen it found off of less draws before, and when it's been less in the deck, so I'm sure he would love to find it. We do see a Lily's Determination into the hand, so...
That Counts Catcher as well. No, but it's going to hold on to that.
I think it's a debate of whether you play down either of these 2 cards. Blood Moon or Luna definitely is too much of a risk, but maybe you counter catcher something, deciding not to in the end and just going for the Lily's Determination. You really, really want to find Reversal Energy, maybe Serendipity EX, draw more cards. Wait, no, never mind, it's in the prize cards again.
Yeah.
So...
Really going to hurt. Normally your fallback, if there's no trade available, would be Flip the Script. So it really is just these 8 cards to help Liam out. Also needs to try and recover some of these Zorua. Oh, is that one Zorua coming into the hand? I'm not seeing the Reversal Energy either.
No, that is no Zorua coming into the hand, and no ways to search any either. Oh, there's a Night Stretcher, I guess.
Night Stretcher to recover the one that's just been knocked out. But is that it? I'm definitely not seeing... Well, the Ends PP up would have been live, but doesn't combine nicely with the Darkness Energy. We can't even use Backdraft, so we are going to just hit for 20 here with Itchy Pollen. It's a pretty weak turn from Liam, but at least setting this Soul Rock down to 90 hit points might serve him well later.
Yeah, of course, you can go in. Even if Drew has another boss's orders and is able to KO the Enzora again, at the very least, Liam can then come in, that 20 damage, we've seen it been vital before for that Flame Body Cannon Mass. It does 90 to the active and 90 to a bench Pokemon, so there could be a double knockout recovery from Liam at least.
Drew will remove the only Gimmighoul in play via Evolution here, getting into one final Golden Go EX. We'll begin to Coin Bonus, even just taking out the active at this stage, going 2 prize cards ahead. With Liam having a fairly weak board state, is looking more and more advantageous for Drew in this game number 1 here.
Yeah, I mean, actually thinking about it, if nothing else, if you just take a 1-prize knockout, even on Budu, then the Enzora becomes a Zoroark, and there's Petulant, there's a potential future Zoroark, there's your last 4 prizes.
Yep, that could be a really easy map for Drew, and it's not too difficult for Golden Go to construct that, even when it's being thrown down to low hand sizes via INO. So, and wow, Drew has an insane hand size right now. Even going to weave in the Professor Toro scenario.
Yeah, I love this.
Right now, get that Genesect EX out of play.
It has more than done its work here. All 3 Golden Go EX out. Not going to be worried about getting Ironode and needing to recover them again. So just get that out of the way whilst it's due. We can weave in that supporter, and you know you can just KO this Budu and feel fine.
Yep, it shuts the door on late game Blood Moon Ursaluna, 2 prize avenues. Also means that if ever Liam is going to start using INO counter catch shenanigans, that's never going to be a liability in play anymore.
So what do you feel that bench slot is with said? How about a Pheasantipity EX for Flip the Script? I like the sound of that, just in gives more draw insurance.
One fewer retreat cost on the Pheasantipity, so far less of a liability if ever it is brought up. And that means that Drew will be going down to 4 prize cards quite happily. Action back over to Liam now. Does pick up at least an energy here.
Yeah, that's quite nice. The Enzorok was already in the hand, so we know that's going to come down and evolve from the Enzora at least. And an En's PP up of an energy or in the discard pile means that we are going to see an attack this turn at the very least.
Yeah, this is pretty handy. It means you could copy Flame Body Cannon or the Backdraft, although Backdraft not looking ideal right now.
Nope.
But Liam can start to mount a comeback. It's still going to be a lot more required from this Lily's Determination, but there is still that trade open as well. So Liam still needs to get to work on getting additional Zorua into play here. He's once again letting Drew maintain this hand size. It's not ideal, but it's something that you can work on future turns also.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of working on future turns, Joe, so if you're Liam right here, you're quite far behind right now. You only have 1 Zorok down. You can maybe do a decent attack here. But what is your game plan to recover? Given that Drew's already 2 prize cards ahead, how do you think Liam can kind of turn it around for himself at this point?
You're almost already accepting that Drew will go down to 2 prize cards next turn, and then you're hoping that you can Iono Drew down low and take full advantage of En's Darmanitan, ideally over a couple of turns. But even then, there's so much draw on Drew's side of the board. It's by no means guaranteed that Liam can evade Boss's orders combinations with Pecharunt. Again, he may try and look towards Budu later on in this game, maybe even setting up damage onto a Lunatone for potential more shenanigans with Flame Body Cannon to make big catch-up plays.
Yeah, but no matter which way you look at it, it is very tough. At least one more Dark Energy banked into the discard pile for future Ends PP up, which actually does get drawn straight away. There is another Enzora down just from the natural draw, and then, or rather from the Buddy Poffin, and there's no one in the hand. So 2 more are going to go down at the very least. But I mean,
at least we have some good draw here coming back for next turn. If you're willing to sacrifice your Enzorok this turn, you're kind of saying, well, at least I have some replacements now.
Yeah, is there a consideration to try and do a line with Flame Body Cannon and just combine that with a Black Belt's training counter catcher play later on?
Possibly. The En's Reshiram is going to come into play here. It's going to be a counter catcher into Pheasantipity EX. Does that mean Liam, well, yeah, is going to come into the active position with this End Zoroark? We've seen him be patient before by not taking a ton of prize cards at once, but it's still looking fairly vulnerable from this position.
Yeah, so what's the attack copy going to be? It is just going to be that Virtuous Flame, just setting up for the 170. And we have seen players do this a lot before. Just bearing in mind, KO means 3 more cards to flip the script. So just set up the damage as much as possible. If I get hit by a Turo, okay, fair enough. That's rough, but my opponent's been through one already. I think Liam is recognizing that this might be the best way back into this game currently. Yeah,
forcing payment of retreat plus 6 energy thrown into the discard pile with a big make it rain to get a knockout. Sounds amazing for Drew, but it might open the door for Liam later on with Itchy Pollen. So Liam might already be thinking about that as well here.
Yeah, it's actually something that we've neglected to mention up until now. We've seen a lot of lists of Golden Go for Lana's aid supporter, of course, that can get you back energy and non-rule box Pokemon, even under item lock, because of being a supporter. That card is not in Drew Stephenson's list, so he has to be extra mindful about how many energy are in the discard pile if the threat of item lock is imminent.
Well said, Freya. Here is the Earthen Vessel coming in. Going to be pitching a Buddy Buddy Poffin for Drew, who's starting to accumulate those energies straight away here. So it looks like he is more than likely willing to take this 2 prize knockout. Will go down to 2 prize cards. Then he'd be threatening game on that benched Pecharunt EX next turn. Liam could try and deny that with finding another Darumaka, using Darmanitan, using a Professor Turo scenario to take the only EX Pokemon out of play at that stage. So Liam could still win in a couple of attacks, realistically. But it's not going to be easy.
No, it's really, really not. I mean, maybe it would be cool if you could re-win something like, KO on this Pecharunt, whilst also combining that with, say, Super Rod to shuffle these energies back into the deck, just so you're extra protected from an Iono. That could be really cool, maybe, just so the ordering of the energy discard feels a bit better.
Yeah, it feels unintuitive to not take out the End Zoroark that's staring you down, but if it keeps enough energy rooting around to close the game, even under item lock, it might be the right avenue.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be the Arven here, so no boss's orders this time. Drew deciding, Arven is the way to go here. I would rather just, find an air balloon as the tool from this Arven and just thin the deck as much as possible. Just thin out my hand, take the KO on this Zoroark, and just trust that I'll be able to close it out with one last 2 prize knockout.
Yeah, so air balloon is the priority here, as Drew's already slammed it into play, but the other option from the Arven will be a Fighting Gong, and we're going to grab a Lunatone from that.
Yeah, definitely not needing any more energy for the KO, so just instead prioritizing a card that you don't mind going to the bottom of the deck.
or potentially fodder if we have to use any superior energy retrieval here, or any additional earthen vessel. But let's retreat into our Golden Go that already has the metal energy attached. And let's try and get this big knockout. 6 energy required for this KO. It looks like Drew's already lined it up.
I see 6. I also see a Bravery Charm. Maybe this can go somewhere. Oh, very wisely onto that Soul Rock. Huge heads-up move from Drew.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Liam was trying to line up Flame Body Cannon plays turn after turn. So the fact that Drew's identified that, used this Bravery Charm at the perfect time. Really excellent use here of a card that's not really in the list for the matchup, but it's ended up being so useful.
I feel like I'm going in blue in the face repeating it, but what do we say about good tech cards that have a specific use but are useful in multiple situations? Value for the slots. That's what Bravery Charm is in this instance. And there it is. Make it rain. 6 energy discarded for a clean knockout on the Zoroark EX. Only 2 prize cards left for Drew to take down this game 1.
And he picked up a Super Rod and a Boss's Orders. Those are some pretty good prize cards to take, Freya, to help him get towards the end of this game. Liam now going to have a real think about the resources spent from Drew. I believe that was 8 energy in the discard pile, 1 currently on the board. Oh, sorry, 2 energy currently on the board. So that's 10 of the 11 energy accounted for right now.
So this is definitely a chance for Liam. If he feels confident enough that Drew isn't going to have the resources to just knock out 2 Badu in a row, maybe he could try and make something of this here. But it never feels great to have to rely on that line because that Badu is so weak, of course. That's 30 HP. And yeah, you can see Liam's got his head in his hands. He just doesn't see it, I think.
Oh, but promoted the Enstar Manitan, so can't use the Ends PP up. Could have promoted the Petron, used Professor Toro's scenario. I'm not sure what the actual top tech was. That might have changed the entire situation here.
Oh, okay.
Could have used Ends PP up, maybe an energy attachment, pick up the Petron and get involved with either a backdraft or a Flame Body Cannon there. But I'm not seeing any draw at all from this hand from Liam.
Oh, no, there's a Turo scenario, there's Serrano.
Oh. Which means we're going to leave EX Pokemon around on this board for Drew to potentially capitalize on next turn. But Liam simply needs to draw cards here.
It just maybe a bit of a head slap moment, yeah, with the top deck just kind of changing everything. And I think both players kind of discussing it, recognizing what is happening on the current board. But Liam's still going to proceed to play this out. There's plenty of time. Maybe you can make something of it. Trade number 1 coming in from this first Zoroark. Good discarding. Yeah, going to be way too late to use that Power Glass.
Time is up for the Power Glass. That's going to be discarded. We can also trade again. This time Liz's Determination is going to have to go. Oh, no Iono picked up. Darumaka, no Reversal Energy either, Freya. Not great draws from trade at all.
And Drew just asking Liam, did you prize Fairs? And yep, it happened. Like, Drew just had a lot of luck with his opponents prizing Fairs in the games we've seen him.
Fairs and Deputy EX, so vital, even in an archetype that has that trade ability. So it is going to be payment of retreat here to get into our Badu. That was subjugating chains into the Zoroark, then paying 2 energy straight back off it so that we can initiate the item lock here via Itchy Pollen.
Yeah. But yeah, just Liam explaining the move to the judges, just going through it very quickly. But yeah, we understand what happened there. But in this instance, one of those energies that is committed to the board is just on the Soul Rock. And I think, Liam recognizes it and just scoops up the game.
There it is. Drew Stephenson going to win that first game of the set. Liam Halliburton not able to slow down the Golden Go at all. Drew shrugging, pretty happy. Why wouldn't you be? Such an excellent Game 1 display there. An amazing early game board, not overcommitting any resources. And that was really, at that stage of the game, the only thing that Liam was holding on to.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to the point at a late stage where, sure, you can try and item lock to deny any energy, but you've at the very least conserved 1 fighting energy on a Soul Rock, then you're fine, because 70 damage will KO a Badu easily, and you can't keep chaining item lock if you keep getting hit by Cosmic Beam.
We had so much chatter in that opening, Freya, about how and when we can weave in that Enstar Manitan, but there really never was that avenue. Let's see how that Game 1 really played out, because it was Drew getting in with that really wide board, getting lots of basic search, the Lunar Cycle helping out a lot there with that Buddy Pop-in, and it was early Cosmic Beams, one of the main weapons of Golden Go, getting into the mix.
I mean, let's be real here, Joe. That turn 1 setup was basically as good as you could ask for, especially going first with no supporter.
Yeah, and even with Liam being able to launch an early Itchy Pollen, Drew finding a means of getting towards a nice end Zoroark KO after a couple of turns here, and Liam realizing that having missed so many pieces from their trades was just so far away from making any comeback at that stage.
Yeah, it was just 2 Cosmic Beams away from 2 Badus getting knocked out for the KO. Like, you can try and item lock out the game, but if there's just enough attacking power to do 30 damage, that strategy is not going to work.
Yeah, and Drew just being like, well, I'm not in any danger. Free, take 1.
Yep.
I have such a nice prize buffer that there's really not much Liam can do from that stage, as long as he didn't overcommit that final energy.
Yeah, and then as long as he had a way to say, maybe Liam was thinking I can stall something and make it so it can't retreat, but I think there was even still one Tura left for Drew, so yeah, so there was basically no way for that to be prevented.
Yeah, something to be said about that with Drew. Keeping enough around, being pretty liberal with that first use of Professor Turo scenario, but always keeping that second one waiting around, as we're going to see some prize cards coming in for this game number 2 for our players. And for Liam, it's a tough comeback.
No, Joe. Well, are you seeing this?
Liam's going to have some bad news very shortly. But the fist bump comes down. We're coming into game 2 here. We're going to see an energy onto Drew's Soul Rock. Has a Gimme Ghoul on the bench, and action passes over to Liam.
Oh, okay, that's a quick one. So at the very least, not a stronger start. But can we just see the prize cards one more time, folks?
Uh-oh.
That's 4 for 4.
Another Pheasantipity EX in the prizes. Also one of those N-Star Manitan. Not ideal at all. Drew has prized a couple of those pieces of the Soul Rock Lunatone combo, but plays a couple copies, so isn't going to be too perturbed by that. Ultimately, at least Liam is getting into this game with an early buddy pop-in. He really found it difficult to access those N Zoroark in great numbers in that first game.
Yeah, and that was really what made him came undone. But I will say, by contrast, does hard open with the secret box. That is going to be a great start, at least for Liam in this game.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal A-spec, especially within this deck list. It's going to help Liam pivot into that Budu early on, I would imagine, with that Ends Castle. At the same time, you can grab that Nest Ball and have early access to an Ends Darumaka here, and that's before getting a fresh 8 cards from Lily's Determination.
Yeah, now this is going to be an interesting contrast here, because in Game 1, this was the kind of start that Liam had. At least it wasn't a million miles away. Able to get a decent amount of basics down, and then retreat into the Budu and go for Itchy Pollen. The difference being, in Game 1, Drew had a bench of 5 Pokemon and was basically all set up with everything ready to go. In this instance, Drew has a Soul Rock, a Gimme Ghoul, and a top deck.
Yes, this Itchy Pollen is going to be far more devastating for Drew now, you would think. So Liam got to be pleased with only seeing one Gimme Ghoul coming onto the board, no access to that Genesect EX early either. So it's going to be far less draw potential for Drew over these next few turns. And also, not even a guarantee of a Lunatone next turn. So this Cosmic Beam may not even be coming down to fight the Budu very early on.
Yeah, okay, looking at Drew's hand, maybe I was a little bit harsh. There is a Boss's Orders, and there is at least one Golden EX. So maybe you can get in, you know, one coin bonus to draw 2 cards, but you really want to be seeing that Lunatone in an ideal world.
One more Buddy Poffin. We are going to grab at least one Enzarua. Are we going to leave the space open for that final Ends Darumaka? I feel like that's a decent Pokemon to put in as your final slot to safeguard you around any aggressive Boss's Orders lines of play here.
So insulate your board as well as possible against that. Going as wide as you can. Yep, double Darumaka. That is another big difference from the last game. Retreat
Look at this
into
board.
Wow.
It's complete opposite from that game number 1, where now it's Liam with the really amazing full board setup, eyeing up multiple EXs on the following turn. And Drew, now locked out of items, plays an Arven, will only really be able to access the tool from this. And doesn't really want to use Air Balloon unless it's going to be a minor errand running.
Yeah, at the very least, grabbing the secret box with the knowledge that, you know, Liam is going to have to put in a little bit of effort to re-establish Budu with the, I believe with the hand that Drew currently has, he's not a million miles away from a KO. Either getting a Lunatone down or getting enough energy with Golden Go would do it.
Yep, that could happen. And at least Drew has relief that he has an evolution in hand at all, because otherwise it could be losing to a Flame Body Cannon next turn.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Damage. So at the very least, happy to see a Golden Go EX in that hand. And we'll have access to at least one coin bonus draw if he wants to. If he has access to at least a Metal Energy in hand, may think about going into the active position and hoping he can naturally draw into some more energy for a Make It Rain attack.
Yeah, going to be a very crucial decision here. What does he have to go for? The evolution at the very least, and yeah, just wanting the extra draw. So retreat into the Golden EX, coin bonus in the active, drawing 2 because of the active position. What's the find? It's 2 cards you can't play.
2 item cards. Good old Itchy Pollen helping Liam out a lot here. Does at least have another Gimme Ghoul for Drew, and action passes over, and that's opening the door for Liam to attach a second energy onto this Enzarua and launch another Lily's Determination here.
Yeah, but again, stark contrast to Game 1, where, yeah, Liam had a strong board Game 1, but it was undone by Drew's even stronger board. Now you're staring down one Golden Go, a Gimme Ghoul, not even a Lunatone, just one singular Soul Rock with 20 damage on it, so vulnerable to Flame Body Cannon for good measure, and now a Lily's Determination to draw 8 cards.
Yep, and crucially, not giving up any prize cards in this process. Typically, it takes a few turns for Liam to manually attach over multiple Pokemon and get many of these evolutions. Well, hang on. Well, we do find one Zoroark, thankfully, from that 8 cards.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, Serrano to
Only
first rid
one,
next
though.
turn. Oh.
I thought we were going to start seeing fireworks, but that hand was not cooperating, so another Itchy Pollen for Liam The resistance from Golden Go means no extra damage will be coming in, but we are still just trying to insulate this board and protect it from any items from Drew.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that still feels pretty fine, right? I mean, the fact that you have at least one Zoroark down and Itchy Pollen, you already saw how much it kind of stopped during the last turn. You have no reason to believe it would be any different.
Bonus into bonus, and I think Liam has dodged again. Drew unable to draw into a Lunatone to allow you to Air Balloon attach back into the Soul Rock, or a Metal Energy, so no Make It Rain action happening at all here.
Nope.
Action back to Liam.
Brutal draws from Drew. I mean, normally you'd be thinking 2 Golden Go EX, okay, surely there has to be something right, but if you can't find your Metal Energy to attack with, they're kind of just sat there drawing cards and not doing much else of anything. And speaking of drawing cards, Liam found another End Zoroark EX.
It's taken a while, but we've finally got to the state where we can start to power up multiple End Zoroark. Will it be? Well, it's going to be another Lily's Determination. There was the option to use a Cyrano there, I believe, in that hand.
There was, yeah, but I think maybe we've already 2 End Zoroark down. You would rather prioritize drawing other things. So, go for the Lily's Determination, trade twice. Chances are you find a End Star Manitan, because that's what you really, really want, I think.
Yeah, and especially with one of the prize cards, only one to chase, really. It feels like that is going to be worth using your Lily's Determination for here. So let's have another 8 fresh cards before using any trade.
There's End Zoroark number 3, so actually it's going to be 3 trades to work with, not just 2.
Some lovely buddy Poffin, which is fodder at this point.
Yeah, fodder number 1, fodder number 2, a couple of trades done. Monkey Dory draw, then trade number 3, discarding Buddy Poffin. Does he find it? No, not even after so many draws. Finds an Ends Reshiram, but no bench space for it. Oh wait, there was on a discard pile, so he finds a Night Stretcher, gets it done.
Yeah, discarded from the secret box earlier on. So here does come. Is it going to be retreating into the End Zoroark with a couple energy attached? It does look like it. It, of course, has the Power Glass on as well. So we're going to copy the Flame Body Cannon, take away potentially a drawing option for Drew, and in the process, start putting damage onto this Golden Go. We saw Christian Labella execute this exact strategy earlier on in the day, Freya, and it did really help out a lot in that game.
Yeah, it really did. And this is the point where it could get a little bit dangerous, given that that Flame Body Cannon damage is set up. But Drew's counterplay to this would be if you can find a Professor Tourist scenario and just heal off that damage, whilst also getting a KO on this End Zoroark EX, then he might be feeling a little bit better.
And let's not forget that the floodgates are now open for Drew. Items are available, which means we're going to have an easy way to launch a comeback here. First, we're going to see that coin bonus from the active Golden Go, and then we're going to pivot into the next one here.
Yeah, it's always great when you can pivot between the two of them, get that kind of extra bonus card from the coin bonus from the active slot positioning twice. So that's 4 cards drawn now off of coin bonus. The secret box, as we already know, was stashed in the hand earlier from that Arven, so that's going to be able to find even more pieces for him.
The hand is already huge. We can start doing that filtering system. Well, first we're going to see the flip the script for 3 additional cards. I believe there's only, is there only 1 energy in the discard pile right now, but what Drew can do is do some sneaky discards using earthen vessels and whatnot to pitch your energy and then get them back all with 1 superior energy retrieval.
Yeah, that's the most efficient way to do kind of the discard fodder, right? Is to discard the things that you can later then recover so that you're wasting less resources overall.
It looks like Drew's trying to piece that together. Has a ton of ball search available, so might even look to re-establish that Soul Rock and Lunatone. Of course, Soul Rock is in the prize card, so we'd have to have some recovery now that one's been taken down. So might have to go without Lunacycle for a couple of turns here.
Yeah, because I don't think you want to be playing Super Rod this early, and if you did go for the Lunar Rock package, you'd essentially be forced to do that, and that's not going to feel great. So I think you'll find just prioritizing getting a bunch of energy out and just taking a KO on this Zoroark. It has a Power Glass on it, so it feels like a pretty good target to go for. It takes you 2 prizes. It's right there in front of you. Just why not deal with it?
Yeah, and crucially, attacking with your healthier Golden Go EX makes you a little bit less vulnerable to Flame Body Cannon. It would force Liam to have something like a counter catcher to really make the most of that damage, or maybe even a Black Belt's training. And that's always hard to weave in alongside that reversal energy, because that's the piece that's never easy to find. You just have to draw it.
Yeah, having said that, at least in this instance, Liam would have, assuming a KO, would have 2 trades left to do it with. So got to be feeling pretty good in that aspect. But here it comes, the big bad secret box discarding. This could be a Nest Ball, a Professor Tourist scenario, and an Arven. Maybe thinking Professor Tourist scenario at this point, I mean, it'd be nice to play it, but at the same time, I need to be playing other things.
Yeah, Drew once again welcoming 1 discarded Professor Turo, knowing that keeping 1 for later could still be very valuable if there is going to be any late Budu action. So it is going to be, first of all, an Artisan Stadium card picked. We can also pick out a tool card, a supporter, and an item. Earthen Vessel is going to be one of those choices. I believe there's also another one in the hand here for Drew, so he's finding that critical mass that he requires for the knockout this turn.
Yeah, so then what is the supporter choice going to be? Is it just going to be another Arven, or is it going to be the second Tourist scenario? Interestingly enough, just kind of stashing that in the hand there.
Yeah, get your refund on the Professor Tourist scenario now. That means you still have that option if required. And with that Bravery Charm pickup, you are free to put down another Gimmighoul here as well, Freya.
Yeah, that is
but now
true.
It's going to be a Genesect DX, just searching out another Golden Go. Is this just for fodder?
I think it is just for fodder, and with the acknowledgement that establishing Lunar Cycle would mean doing a very inefficient Super Rod, just really wanting to thin out the deck as much as possible. There is plenty of Earth Vessels left to go. There's a bunch of Air Balloon. There's the Bravery Charm, as you mentioned, and yeah, very wisely, but putting that Gimmighoul straight down with the Bravery Charm almost preloaded on it.
It's incredible that Drew's been able to recognize this a couple times over, because it's faced Liam's essentially exact list earlier on in the day. And I've seen just how useful this is when the N-Star Manatan is normally trying to combine these spread knockouts onto the vulnerable evolving basics.
Yeah, and he's been very sensible here with looking over, like, he has Ion approached himself beautifully here. Like, I don't know, did you see in the deck just how many superior energy retrievals there? It was like, there's got to be at least 3, right?
That's the whole deal.
Yeah.
That's what you're all banking on. Drew Stephenson starting to count out how many energy for this KO. There's going to be the Arven used for the turn here. Is it going to be another Earthen Vessel? Is it going to be a Fighting Gong, perhaps, to get us to that critical mass?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go for the Fighting Gong here, you thin out the Fighting Gong itself and 1 more energy, and then suddenly if you get Ionode, you're almost guaranteed to draw into superior energy retrieval, which is basically all you need to really make your progress here.
Well, let's see. It will be the Fighting Gong picked up, and it's going to be a basic Fighting Energy here. I'm just confirming that the secret box was played, but no supporter used just yet, so the Fighting Gong can come grab that Fighting Energy to hand. Also, the Air Balloon immediately committed to Genesect EX on the bench, not wanting to be tripped up by that too quickly. Drew then reveals 6 energy, and it will be a big knockout onto N Zoroark here. Drew Stephenson again going to take 2 prize cards, now jumping ahead of Liam in that race. But at least in this game number 2, Liam has a much more established board.
Yeah, much more established board. We'll have plenty more things to draw with and to try and find this reversal energy. Like you mentioned, though, this is really going to be the key piece here. So it's going to be trade number 1, finds another Enzoroark. That's not going to be that great. So trade number 2, but still misses it. No reversal energy. Oh, but flip script maybe to find it.
Script coming in, still looking at that reversal energy.
3 more. Is it the last card? No, he misses again.
Not there. Does that mean we go hunting with Iono here?
Oh, wait,
it does
no.
have the reversal. There you go. The hand size is so large. It's hard to see. Ooh, has the Black Belt's training as well, Freya.
Oh, my goodness.
That's an additional 40 damage to EX Pokemon. That's going to push our 90 damage from Flame Body Cannon up to 130. And with ×2 weakness, he will be taking a clean knockout on a Golden Go EX here.
Yeah, and this is super heads up, because if Liam didn't find exactly this combo this turn, Drew was in an excellent position to set up a forced 7-prize game here. But now, all of a sudden, you can knock out this Golden Go, and oh no, but you're not going to be able to take out the Gimmighoul still. That's the whole point, right?
Bravery Charm's still there, backing you up.
Okay.
But maybe you put some damage into something like Pheasantipity EX, and then say that with another Black Belt's training, which I believe was just power-padded back into the deck.
Yeah, it was. Just
still try and get a little bit closer.
But it is still a really beautiful setup to kind of force a 7-prize game here. So with that acknowledgement, I guess, yeah, Drew...
80 now going onto that bench Golden Go EX. It's going to get you pretty close. Maybe you can use a counter catcher Black Belt's training on Genesect EX, and that would be a 4-prize way to win the game. You could take out the Golden Go that now has only 80 damage remaining. 80 hit points remaining, I should say. So this is an interesting one. Liam sort of setting that trap, letting himself sit on 3 prize cards, knowing he could take a 4-prize turn if the pieces align. And one of the only issues of Golden Go, we know how effective it is at racing for prizes, but it doesn't have any hand disruption whatsoever, Freya. So if Liam still has access to multiple trade and flip the script, even unlikely combos can come together.
So, I mean, not so much speaking about unlikely combos, but looking at the current board state, Joe, the way I'm seeing it, I think Drew's about to make a very crucial decision here. There is this Golden Go in the active with 180 damage on it. You really want to be keeping that off. At the same time, you really want to be keeping up your 2-2-2 prize race by taking out one of these bench 2-prize Pokemon that Liam has. With that in mind, if you're Drew, Joe, do you prioritize playing the tourist scenario to pick up the Golden Go, or do you prioritize the boss?
It's so awkward, because if you spend that second Professor Turo scenario, you don't have any other energy sort of floating around the board. Even if you attach to your Gimmighoul that turn, it means that later on, if Liam wants to use an Itchy Pollen on something like a Pheasantipity, it could be really valuable. So Drew has to be so careful about using that second Professor Turo scenario. Even though it's in the hand, he may not feel confident using it. The second Golden Go EX is evolved up now. That Gimmighoul is going to now convert into a Golden Go EX. Here's the flip the script for Drew. Honestly, at this stage, do you even just want to take that single prize KO in the active and just make sure that you're not activating reversal energy and not activating counter catcher, because these are the things that are really scaring me right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel great to put yourself back on an odd prize map, but given how scary this Ends Darmanitan potentially is, maybe you just kind of have to force yourself onto this awkward prize map just to deny the threat, if nothing else.
Yeah, this attack from Liam was basically only possible because of that secret box discard. Without that, Drew would be very confident just throwing one Professor Turo away and keeping the other. This line of play was only opened up by that discard from secret box. And now Drew has a lot of questions to answer. Also has to think about that itchy pollen in the back as well. Nestball can't be too influential. Ooh, thinking about that Mega Mawile EX. Could that potentially get Drew out of an awkward position?
Yeah, potentially.
We're going to take a look here.
I mean, if you do put it down, you have to consider the backdraft, right? That is doing a lot of damage. Mega Mawile is weak to fire. You don't want to like fall victim to a backdraft free prize KO for the loss.
Could be a strange situation where you superior a bunch of energy back and then don't use Make It Rain that turn.
That would work. That would prevent it.
Slowly build up a Mawile, but Liam could still just keep coming back with damage, especially with this Ends Castle in play. It's looking pretty awkward. You don't want to let Liam pivot quickly from this Darmanitan into something else.
So you can tell that Drew is kind of agonizing over that same decision that we just discussed.
Already flashing the Professor Turo scenario. You can see that Drew's tempted to use it. Going to start off with a retreat into the next Golden Go, though. Still has that second coin bonus to use, so we'll see maximum cards here.
Yeah, because there's no kind of like benefit in terms of the cards drawn to use Turo first, you might as well just see 2 extra cards before you make this supported decision. 2 more cards seen. Super Rod is a great one to put some more energy back into the deck, so that's got to feel pretty nice. It kind of protects you from that backdraft a bit as well. But now it's the decision. Do you boss or do you Turo here?
What is that commitment? It is going to be the Professor Turo scenario, picking up the Golden Go with a lot of damage on it. Drew very aware of the threat of Liam having a 4-prize swing turn. We're also going to start to see some superior energy retrieval here. That means we're loading up for a 2-prize knockout Freya.
Yeah, we sure are, but at the same time, it's not going to happen this turn. We know there is no item gust in Drew's list, so it is just going to be a KO on this active Darmanitan, unless you just want to pass here without attacking.
I can't see that being the play.
No, like, it would deny Pheasantipity at the very least, but you just have to just deal with this Darmanitan, right?
Multiple superior energy retrieval coming in, so Drew is getting creative, no doubt about it. Has already committed energy. He's just going to bring back 1 metal energy here.
Also, of note,
Super Odd open.
Drew discarded Boss's Orders twice with that superior energy retrieval, Joe.
Yeah, these are some painful choices from Drew.
Is he just kind of saying to himself, I just need to hit what's in front of me every single time so Boss doesn't make sense to play?
Possibly, but losing that option is obviously difficult for you, and Liam could take advantage of it at this stage as well in top 4. Both players are fully aware of the counts in lists, so Liam knows exactly how many Drew has access to. Yeah. But you can see that Drew is just not happy about the situation.
No, he has played very nicely around backdraft. That's one thing we already talked about, and we mentioned
it's just the knockout.
Yeah, just a knockout. But is it? Yeah, you need to discard 3 to do it. So
yeah, he was thinking about putting 4 in there just for superior energy retrieval.
I think that you're still safe from backdraft then, right? Because 120 would double to 240, so that would still be fine. And yeah, then it makes the superior energy retrieval a little bit more neat.
You can see that Drew is suffering over it. Instead, he's just going to do the 3 energy.
Doesn't want to take the risk, of course, because the Black Belt's training can then come in again.
Yeah. And by only taking a single prize, that means you're not afraid of counter catcher or reversal energy right now.
At the very least, it's a saving grace.
And the backdraft would also not be dealing enough damage. But Liam going to have a look at how many cards remain in the deck, and that's always a telltale sign that there's the option for flip the script and trade here. Liam's going to be going low.
Counter catcher, a dead card currently.
And if you can reach this 1 Golden Go, like Drew has nothing left on this board.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So even if you're not taking the final 3 prizes all in 1 go here, just taking out the lone Golden Go is like certainly good enough.
I think it's important to mention that other Ends Darmanitan is still prized.
Yeah.
I don't believe, did I see a Night Stretcher in Liam's hand?
I mean, it's a massive hand.
Yeah,
There's got to be a lot of options.
That reversal is hiding. Maybe this one's hiding too, but no, it is just going to be the attachment of the Dark Energy onto the Zoroark. And then, oh, there is a Night Stretcher. Okay, so we do have it, but it's actually going to be for the Darumaka.
Yep, so Liam now going to use a Professor Turo scenario, picking up the, what was that, the Pheasantipity EX? And then replacing it with an Ends Reshiram. And we'll just be going in at this stage. And it looks like with the Ends Reshiram going to come in with the Virtuous Flame and set this Golden Go up for a 2-hit knockout. Liam feeling the safety of setting that up with that Darmanitan, perhaps. What are you seeing, Freya? You're sitting back in your chair. the cogs are turning. I think he's still setting up this 3-prize play with the counter catcher. Liam is going to remain at 3 prize cards and say that this line cannot be denied from him, as Drew does not have hand disruption.
I mean, that's exactly what the cogs in my brain were thinking, because I was wondering to myself, is there a way that Drew can do something clever? Maybe, you know, take out a Budu just or something with a single prize attacker, but then it opens up counter catcher again, and that 3-prize play is still online because 170 plus 90 is exactly 260, and that's a knockout.
Yeah, you have to think that Liam will just simply sit back and relax now. If Drew doesn't take prize cards, that's fine by him. He's just happy to attack again if he has to. Drew is really forced to act here. There's no way he can wipe this damage off the Golden Go EX. If he takes 2 prize cards, you have to imagine with the absolute huge hand that Liam has, he would be able to access counter-catcher Black Belt's training to close the game by knocking out that Genesect EX on the bench thanks to weakness, as well as the Golden Go being pushed to the bench with that flame body cannon. So Liam has really set this up beautifully.
And that's exactly why Drew is doing a very, very, not immaculate, what's the word I'm looking for? Intricate count of the discard pile, just to see what exactly is available. Don't forget, once again, we need to keep reminding these players have perfect knowledge of each other's lists. So Drew there was counting the night stretchers, saw 2 in the discard pile, knows that there is 1 left in Liam's deck.
And that's all Liam needs. Drew cannot feel good about being worried. Is it a call my bluff situation from Liam at this stage? Do you ever win the game if Liam has access to the cards? You know that he can get to the bottom of his deck with Flip the Script and these trade. Drew can have one last look at that discard pile. Is there ever a bluff from Liam? We know that there is 1 End-Star Manatan in the prize cards, but it would also have to be that Night Stretcher.
I mean, it might be a situation where if those...
Drew just said to himself, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
But you play to your outs, right? Because if you don't have that, if there isn't that combo price for Liam, you lose anyway. So play to the small out that you have, if nothing else.
Is it cards remaining in deck at this point that Drew's banking on if he can replace the stadium here?
Oh, just kind of a retreat stall, yeah. I mean, possibly.
The board is full, so there's no Petrant EX removal. Going to see an energy onto Pheasantipity EX. So we've got to build up a Cruel Arrow here, Freya.
Again,
Drew is hoping this Ends Reshiram could be trapped. Oh, no, but there's still the Ends Castle in play, so we can retreat here quite happily. Will Liam take out the only Golden Go in play, or will he just continue to pass back? He can just wait around for the combo that he's holding on to.
I mean,
he could deal even more damage on the board right now. He could hit the Pheasantipity EX for 170 damage. That would mean he needs less in future.
I mean, surely you just take out the Golden Go, right? Like you said, then
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. Drew having discussion about what's where.
Yeah, it's like if you don't have this, you lose. I mean, that is true, but he has it. So
how many stories have you heard of? Oh, if they didn't have this, that, or the other,
yeah,
I would have won that game.
Yeah. Are they just discussing it?
I think Drew is conceding to a game 3 here.
Wow.
Yeah, Drew accepting the fact that this Ends Reshiram can move out the way, and Drew is out of options. It's a game win for Liam Halliburton, sitting back and knowing that his counter cards could give him a 4-prize swing whenever he needed it.
Yeah. It always brings a smile to my face when you have 2 players who are this knowledgeable about how everything works, that Drew is just able to recognize, yeah, if you don't have this, you lose, but you have it, so I recognize that that's all I can do. Let's pick it up and go to game 3. We are going to a game 3 in this top 4 match with 1 game apiece for each of these players.
What an interesting back and forth it's been. Liam can play with such certainty of lines of play because there is no hand disruption whatsoever for Drew. Drew, looking at the discard pile, can work with pretty much certain terms as well. As soon as we get to later stages of the game, there's been enough trades, there's Flip the Script live, that at any point Liam can capitalize and draw the entirety of his deck.
And at any point, given that he could do that, he could just pull together that combo and take the win, no matter what Drew tried to respond with. And yeah, that's how we saw it play out in that game too. It really just was a complete contrast for game 1, where Liam had a similar board, but Drew's start was absolutely awful.
Yeah, but Itchy Pollen was so effective in this game number 1. Drew took a long time to start evolving up into these Golden Go, so much so that Liam felt confident with enough energy scattered around the board could launch the early Flame Body Cannon just to take out a Soul Rock there. And also, let's not forget that Drew did prize their other copy of Soul Rock, so couldn't really establish that Lunar Cycle as you traditionally would look to do as the Golden Go player. But then at this stage of the game, Liam's just happy to sit back and relax. Nothing can slow him down at this stage, and it's a strange checkmate when it looks so difficult from that board position, but Liam has access to all of the cards he requires, and if ever Drew takes 1 or 2 prize cards, his board was well insulated for that situation. With 2 Darumaka in play, with both trade and Flip the Script, he was always going to find that winning combination. Once again, the would have been a black belt's training, a counter catcher for Genesect EX into the active position, and thanks to that prepped damage of 170 from Virtuous Flame, would have finished off the Golden Go. So perfect avenues there, scouted out by Liam.
Yeah, perfect avenues, perfect math as well, again, with 170 plus 90 being 260, which is the exact HP of Golden Go EX. But we are going into Game 3 now, and that's going to be something very important that has not been the case yet. Drew will be going second in this game, so he is in for a chance for a very, very good turn one setup. Maybe even a turn one knockout on something, depending on how this goes.
Game 3 it is then in our top 4 Masters Division match here at the European International Championships. Liam Halliburton kicks things off with an Ends Darumaka in the active position and that Buddy Poffin. Drew leads out with the Solrock. Realistically, Freya, this looks like a great start for both players. Quick scout of the prize cards, a couple Darkness Energy, a little bit awkward, but does play enough of them that it is probably going to be okay here. And it's a double Buddy Poffin. That's what you want to see in Game 3.
That is super, super strong. I just draw attention to it, like, Joe, where's Pheasant Liberty? Where's it gone?
Hey, it's finally available.
Imagine that.
Just when you need it. Is that 4 Enzarua coming out early for Liam?
That would be a good going second start, let alone a going first start. All 4 of them coming out to play immediately.
Trade. What an ability. That's all I have to say. It's actually just going to be 3 Zorua. Oh no, it is going to be 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Just updating the graphic there. And over to Drew then. Action passes over, who kicks off with the Earthen Vessel. Looks like discarding another Soul Rock here, and can begin to get some energy out. The super odds there, sometimes that can be a little bit iffy. One of Drew's main defenses, especially around that backdraft. But I think overall, once again, we'll be relatively okay with the situation. A couple of those Arven as well, that might hurt his opening outs.
It would, but I just looked. There's already an Arven in the hand.
Well, don't worry about that then.
All good.
Straight away, Nestball for the Lunatone. Now the Solrock Lunatone synergy is online. That means we can launch Cosmic Beam as well as our Lunar Cycle. But before that, we can thin even more energy from the deck with a second Earthen Vessel Freya. And that means we're going to have, also with this Arven, good access to that Vitality Band. Could be a really crucial knockout early on here. Pushing our Cosmic Beam by just that extra 10 damage to knock out this Darumaka cleanly.
Yeah, that's about as good a turn 1 knockout as you could ask for, because sure, KO Zora is nice, but there's 4 of them, so if you KO 1, there's 3 left. There's only 1 Darumaka out, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see, especially because this is the threatening Pokemon that's been copied non-stop by Night Joker. So let's see that Lunar Cycle first. I think Drew, before committing to the item choice of the Arven, wants to see if they can naturally draw into any Gimme Ghoul.
And this is a great sequencing choice from Drew, right? Recognizing that what you want to do is draw first so you see what pieces that you would hit, and then you can search for the piece that you're missing.
And the fact that we're finding Genesect EX straight away means that we can grab a couple Golden Go, then use Arven for Buddy Poffin if we require that, as well as that Vitality Band. So we will initiate a prize race so beautifully here, whilst also establishing multiple threats.
And you can see he's already kind of preloaded it there. Buddy Poffin coming to the front, the 2 Gimme Ghoul coming to the front, and the Vitality Band. So I think we're just going to see it just chained very cleanly in one go. Arven, Buddy Poffin, Vitality Band, double Gimme Ghoul, Cosmic Beam KO.
A fantastic turn there for Drew, even weaving in that extra Fighting Gong, so has access to Lunar Cycle if required, even under a potential Itchy Pollen next turn. Drew doing everything in his power to not be slowed down one bit here. As for Liam, does have that Cyrano, so it could be evolving into a lot of End Zoroark here.
I mean, Cyrano also already with double End Zoroark in there too.
Lots of EX Pokemon available straight away here. It's going to be the Ends Reshiram discarded immediately. The Ends Castle, that's an interesting pickup. You might require some Ends PP up if you are going to launch any attack here. Going to be the Petron EX removed from the hand now.
Yeah.
Second trade. There's a Darumaka coming back. That's nice.
Very good find. Would ideally like to find a second one, but then now going to go for that Serrano, able to find himself. It is interesting they opt to go for this, second of all, because it could have maybe pre-finned out the Zoroarks and the Petrarant to draw into other things, but maybe just wanting to decide what he sees off his draws first before going for this. And now, yeah, there it is. It is going to be double Zoroark EX and the Pheasantipity EX for good measure too.
Yep, great to see that we're going to see 4 of these stage 1s coming into play. Maximum trade is unlocked, maximum draw unlocked for Liam. But still not much he can sculpt this turn. I don't believe there's any energy in the discard pile for Liam to PP up.
Not yet, no.
So it might still end up being an Itchy Pollen even after all of these draws.
But, right, I mean, more than just energy, right? Ooh. Actually, Badu going into the discard pile, I think Liam is struggling to find a way to retreat. Oh, having said that, there's a secret box in hand.
Yep, that's not going to be an issue. That final trade is online. I believe there's also the Ends Castle as well, but one thing we've lacked is Darkness Energy, just to start discarding. There's the Pheasantipity. We're going to say no to flip the script.
Oh, still no Dark Energy. I mean,
Darumaka coming in.
I mean, there are a couple in the prize card, so I guess that does reduce your odds some amount, but I mean, it's still not a great feeling, especially if you just hit just one at least. You can Secret Box, discard it, and then attach it with the Ends PP up.
Well, we're filling our board with 2 Ends Darumaka. I think that's the reason why we didn't see any flip the script or anything else here. Is that the retreat into Darumaka? And just the pass, yep, just showing that we are going to end Castle to move our Enzorok out of the active position.
Yeah, otherwise you don't have the engine to pay for the retreat costs, but we're all sorted there. Now over to Drew, who is, again, it's going to be a bit of a crucial decision here. The Darumaka is there in front of you. You can just go ahead and KO it. But there is another one on the bench this time. So do you want to just deal with this now? Just, I guess, even prize map? Like, or do you want to just take away another 2 card draws to trade?
We've seen that it's been time and time again, this use of Flame Body Cannon that's been such a headache. So Drew just constantly targeting the Darumaka does seem reasonable. But at the same time, you're staring down a lot of Enzorok. Yeah. I would like to work towards a 2-prize knockout myself here, Freya. I feel like if you go to 3 prize cards, then even if Liam comes in with the first Darmanitan, going down to just 2 prize cards away still feels valuable. It means you just simply need less boss's orders in the late game where your hand is going to be more disrupted.
Yeah, but I guess in this instance, because Drew's only taken 1 prize card so far, right? So if you were to take the 1 prize here off the Darumaka...
Force the boss.
Yeah, force the boss, which, I mean, with this board setup, again, this is way more like game 1 than it is game 2. You have the Lunar Rock engine set up, you have all your Genesect down, the Golden Go, you have so much draw. I think you can have a lot more confidence in your deck to find you that boss turn.
But if you boss now, then it maybe means you can weave in some sneaky Professor Turo at some point later on in the game.
That's true,
so
yeah.
I think using the boss's orders now when it's by far your best supporter keeps it open for other supporters on future turns.
The boss is there in the hand ready to go, so no matter what, the option is there for him. So it's just going to be up to Drew to decide which does he think will be the best way to approach this matchup. You could even, to be fair, you talk about weaving in Turo, never mind, he's going to play the Arven, but there was a universe in which you could just go for the KO on the Darumaka whilst weaving in Turo to pick up the Genesect. That could have been something to kind of weave in that supporter in the same way.
Yep, also a sneaky option that would have been open to Drew, but is going to go for the Arven here. So accepting a single prize knockout, and it will just continue to be with the Sorok. We're not going to commit any more energy to our discard pile. That's at least playing around backdraft pretty smoothly. Yeah,
that's probably ultimately what could sort of weighed up that decision in favor of that single prize knockout. Just minimizing the amount of energy in the discard pile so that backdraft isn't as powerful as it otherwise could be. Big important find from trade as we do see that reversal energy from before Liam.
Finally, some basic darkness energy can hit the discard pile. Also picked up an Ends PP up. A couple of them actually in the hand now. Actually going to trade one of them away because we have a surplus. More basic energy finally coming into that hand. There's the Power Glass as well. A few cool options for Liam to trade his way through this hand. He's going to get rid of the Power Glass, incidentally. Does have access to Nest Ball. That's not looking too useful. I'm still trying to see fodder, whether or not... Ooh, the Black Belt's training already in the hand.
Okay, so there it is with the reversal energy. You could definitely put on a pretty powerful turn here. Secret Box could also find it a counter catcher.
Yeah, that's right. I believe, have all trades been used here? Yes, they have. Black Belt's training coming in. Already the counter catcher
it's already in hand. Yeah, okay, so don't even need to... You can just hold on to the Secret Box.
Up comes Drew's Golden Go, and we're going to see the Power Pad. Recycling the Black Belt's training, no doubt. And from there, I mean, you've used your supporter. Are you ever going to Secret Box a way to get back a follow-up Darumaka here? That's my only final question.
I mean, I think in an ideal world you would like to, and I think that is what he's going for. I just thought something though, Joe. So, taking out the Darumaka now, right? This Darumaka is going to come in and do the Flame Body Cannon. Is there... No, I might have to cut on my own thought here. I was just wondering if you can now weave in a Turo scenario to kind of undo the residual bench damage from Flame Body Cannon, but actually...
Oh, from Drew's side?
Yeah, from Drew's side. But now this goes into the other point where it's kind of more awkward to weave that in because you're being attacked with a single prize or in the active. So your point's kind of been proven beautifully here.
Thank you. As Liam can have full confidence that he has access to these cards next turn as well. That's what's so integral here. A little bit of fodder with that Team Rocket's Watchtower can be binned later with some trades, and Liam crucially recovering that Darumaka just in case Drew is forced to go through this active Pokemon.
Yeah, here we are with the Flame Body Cannon. Yeah, 130 doubling to 260 for the knockout. And yeah, it's just going to be double knockout on Gimmighoul and Golden Go, leaving one Golden Go out for Drew. That can't be a good feeling.
Liam takes a big 3-prize swing here, finally finding an option where there's not a Bravery Charmed Gimmighoul for once. And Drew now in a really strange position where wants to line up double boss's orders, But that lines up another nice Darmanitan play, and we know that Liam can bring back Itchy Pollen and deny Drew from having that boss game plan that we've mentioned so often, Freya, in order to boss up and knock out one of these Enzoroark who often need the superior energy retrieval. And you can't do that twice in a row if Liam weaves in that item lock.
And even more so with that, there's something else that I just realized. So with this KO, right, 2 more Gimmighoul have hit the discard pile. So that means that Drew is only going to be able to get 1 more out because that Super Rod is still in the prize cards. You cannot establish double Gimmighoul this turn, and that is dreadful for Drew because that is the only way you can really make a boss game plan work.
Drew taking a look here with Genesect DX's Metallic Signal just to see what options he's working towards this turn. Like you said, it may look on paper strong for Drew to go down to 2 prize cards this turn, ignore this Darmanitan one last time, take out an Enzoroark, but it would allow Liam to pivot into this spot where you maybe Itchy Pollen, a Lunatone, bring that up into the active position, then set you up for a Flame Body Cannon Black Belt's training play again here. It would require a lot of gusting effects, but Liam has so much draw available that it could be open to him. But I suppose, Drew, all he can really do is give Liam as few turns as possible to create that combination.
I'm just sat here kind of like shaking my head a little bit because
Drew still has access to his Bravery Charm as well. So if Liam wants to make that line of play, maybe Drew can block that in some way.
But that's how it has to be, right? You have to get this Gimmighoul down with a Bravery Charm because otherwise you do just fall to a Flame Body Cannon.
Yeah, or a Backdraft at this stage. If you're going to knock out an Enzoroark, you'd be walking straight into Darmanitan with those flaming fists. Fighting Gong will just grab 1 fighting energy by the looks of things.
Yeah, there was only 1 more target in the whole deck for both of them. So, yeah, one just can essentially being burned. There is the Lunar Cycle coming in for another 3 cards drawn and doing a count to the deck just to see exactly how much is left. Finds another Metal Energy, it looks like.
I'm starting to feel like Liam's board position is so tough for Drew to overcome here. I mean, I know Liam's going to have to get creative on the following turn and might require Chain of Gust, but with that many trade, it always feels possible.
And doing a very quick count to the deck and just kind of asking, okay, how thick is your deck? How much can you dig through to find what you need to close out this game? It's a scary position no matter which way you look at it.
Drew, will he be able to sculpt a Boss's Orders play? Is going to use Flip the Script here for 3 additional cards, so isn't happy with the current position.
Like, you really just want to find this Bravery Charm here, because if you find it, then you can go ahead and you don't have to Arven for it, but you don't find it. Because Boss plus Bravery Charm means that you can keep up this 2-2 plan. If you don't find the Bravery Charm, though, now you're feeling really stuck.
You almost have to hold on to it as well and see where Liam commits damage, I feel like, at times. You're thinking about trying to weave in an extra Gimmighoul here, and I do think that's also the case. It is going to be Poffin for that final Gimmighoul, and that would... Was it going to be the fail?
Well, now that you don't have the access to the Bravery Charm, you cannot put this Gimmighoul down.
Yeah.
That is a big, big miss from Drew. That was what he needed to really carry on this plan and just did not find it.
Drew thinking about removing the Ends Castle. Now can still arson out the gimme if required, but it might even be the Hops Cramorant being searched out here from Drew. Liam is currently on 3 prize cards remaining, so it would be open, but Drew definitely having to think a lot here about whether or not it's safe to put down this Gimmighoul. He knows that Liam is holding on to that, that Black Belt's training already.
Yeah, I mean, Hops Cramorant will be able to KO this Darren Marker, but instead, no, it's just going to be the Gimmighoul down. Do you really just have to hope that there isn't another reversal energy found? Is that the only thing you can lean on?
Taking a single prize knockout feels awful. Leaving this Golden Go EX in the active position feels pretty poor if you're walking into a backdraft. This is such a precarious turn for Drew.
And he knows it.
Yeah, could go ahead in the prize cards, but that unleashes so many weapons for Liam. There's Metal Energy finally committed to the active Golden Go. It is going to be a superior energy retrieval. Drew decided to pitch quite a few cards sort of for free there. Some Fighting Gongs thrown away, a Buddy Buddy Poffin thrown away, which means Drew still has so much fodder here. We'll throw his Mega Morwile EX and Lunatone into the discard pile.
They're definitely not going to be able to be weaved in considering the state of the game that we're in. And now, is it just going to be KO on the active, or are you going to just chase down this 2-2 prize map? Just hope that Liam doesn't have to find it, but you just, of course, he finds it. The deck isn't even that big, and there's so much draw power.
I mean, this is the real issue here. You can see why Drew is really taking a moment, because if you give Liam more turns, he'll just trade his way to the bottom of the deck and once again be in checkmate.
So he's going for
you
it
have
now.
to do it now. I feel like it's the only way he can win this game number 3.
You're not playing to not lose. You are playing to win. That is the move that Drew was going for here. That's the philosophy. Make it rain. 300 damage.
Drew Stephenson going down to 2 prize cards remaining. Liam Halliburton has the opportunity to close the game this turn. Already has the black belts training in hand. Could combine that, as he did on the previous turn, for a 3-prize knockout on the active Golden Go EX and the benched Gimme Ghoul. Liam also has access to that reversal energy at this stage. I believe he's just using an artisan here.
I think it's the judge shuffle again.
Oh, I love the drama. I live for it. Yeah, Drew already shaking his head, fully aware of what Liam is drawing towards here with 3 trade at least.
Reversal energy will win you the game here. Like you mentioned, black belt's training is already in hand, so it's 3 trades to find this reversal energy, to win the game, to win the match, to seal your place in Championship Sunday. Trade number 1, that's a miss.
Well, more bullets to dodge here for
Trade
Drew.
number 2, did he find it there? No, it's a miss again.
Monkey Dory, an easy fodder piece now.
Trade number 3, he misses it! He misses the reversal energy!
Well, Drew, my goodness. Liam can't believe it. Let's see the outs. Drew even just said never punished at the table. My goodness. Can Liam even use Night Stretcher for a final flip of the script? Look how many cards.
Yeah, there it is. The Night Stretcher is in the Night Stretcher is in the hand.
Flip the script is the final chance. But does Liam go defense mode now? Does he Itchy Pollen instead and say that Itchy Pollen is a safer way that an Enzorot cannot be knocked out next turn? You're going to see a Darkness Energy come onto the Ends Darmanitan via the Ends PP up. Liam has to be also careful now with the Ends Castle removed from play. Is it the Professor Turret scenario the only way he can move this Enzorok at the active position for an Itchy Pollen line?
Quite possibly.
Does he risk it all with the flip the script?
That's the decision, right? No, there's an air balloon.
That's the air balloon.
Okay, so that works.
Something.
So now it's decision time. Do you Night Stretcher for the Badu, or do you Night Stretcher for the Sensitivity and go for the flip the script?
If I know Liam, and he's just checked the discard pile for Drew, I'm pretty sure Liam is safe making this avenue. Drew still has to take a 2-prize knockout. There's 7 energy in the discard pile, 2 already in play. You can still Itchy Pollen and work towards the same line of play on the next turn. I think Liam is still safe here.
Yeah, I think Liam is making, it's not the flashy decision, but it is the sensible one, I think.
Yeah, we wanted to see it. It would have been absolute drama. But here comes 2 damage that you can place on Lunatone. We've already scouted out this line of play, Freya.
Can I change the target on that or no?
Oh, wait, just ask about the change of target here.
I mean,
on the boss's orders, because you might want to do it on Solrock instead, because it's already got a tool committed to it.
Well, that's true.
If you do it onto the Solrock, it can't be Bravery Charmed up. But Drew now has the avenue to Bravery Charm this Lunatone and evolve the Gimme Ghoul. That would take away the 3-prize play that Liam's just tried to line up here.
And that's
Liam may have to dodge Bravery Charm now.
I think that's exactly what Liam's realized, that, yeah, hold on, actually that was the wrong target. So now Drew has an opportunity to come back into this. What does he find? It's a fighting energy, and there's the Golden Go EX.
There's one evolution. well, here we go, Genesect EX. If we can also find the Bravery Charm for this active, you're blocking Liam from a Flame Body Cannon 3-prize play here.
It is not a thick deck, Joe, and you have a fair amount of draws to do it. Drew might have found a way to just dodge the bullet here. If he can find this Bravery Charm and secure this Lunatone away from being knocked out, he might just have enough to take him through to Championship Sunday himself.
Liam was playing so perfectly, only had to choose the Solrock in this instance. But Drew, there's no guarantees here from the coin bonus. Talk about drama in our top 4 match.
Oh, wait, to be fair, Drew did already have the Professor Tour scenario in hand, so that could have undone it anyway, right?
There's a fighting energy on the Lunatone. Let's see. If you commit your Professor Tour scenario, you're going to fall prey to another Itchy Pollen, though.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That Genesect could easily be trapped.
But
it is going to be the Professor Tour scenario.
Okay.
Back into Solrock, you would imagine.
Just carry the Badu, right?
Replay the Lunatone? No, we're going into Genesect. Sorry, the Golden Go EX, perhaps. We could just spend 1 energy. Well, we're still playing down the Lunatone.
Well, I mean, you're still safe from the double knockout potential here, right? No, I guess you're the same to trade. Oh, wait, are you?
There can't be a 3-prize play from this board.
No, they can't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
After that heal, we're
Yeah.
pretty safe. The air balloon's going to come down. Just one more energy thrown away. Drew Stephenson going down to one prize card remaining. And at the same time was able to undo Liam's last turn. And now there's no avenue for Liam to win. He could have won on the previous turn if he'd dug further, if he'd hit off the trade, obviously, or had looked to flip the script and win it right then and there. Attacking into the Sorok would have been safer, but Drew still had the Professor Turo scenario, so it's null anyway. But now Liam has to really construct something.
I was going to say, watch that be reversal energy, but no, it isn't Ultra Ball.
Oh my goodness, it's tough for Liam now. The Genesect TX has already received an air balloon. So hand disruption is looking tough.
Yeah. I think there was a bit of a debate about the energy, whether there was an energy discarded. It was to make it rain, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a make it rain for 50 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All clarified there, so all good. Ultra Ball now coming in for Liam. What is even left in that deck?
That's the first thing Liam has to look towards. He's going to find that next N-Star Manatan.
There's the reversal energy.
Yep, it's there in the deck. That's been eluding him on that previous turn. I think he also just wanted the information of like, well, would I have drawn into it from Flip the Script? No. Okay, good. I made the right line.
It's also like kind of a relief, right? It's kind of a cold comfort, but it is a comfort nonetheless.
We take that, and even then, he's got to stay locked in. There's still a chance to close out this game. It's not going to be easy for you, and you might have to start spending your final few pieces of Gust here to make something come together. It's going to be a combination of Flame Body Cannon at this stage.
And at this point, you can't go for Itchy Pollen again. You can't go for Item Lock because the Sorok is already there ready to go, and you can just take a KO. You can retreat very easily and do it that way, right?
Would you ever look to backdraft the active and say there's only one Golden Go and one Flip the Script in play? Do you say that Iono can get you there? It feels difficult. I'm going to start seeing some trade now from Liam. Getting right to the bottom of the deck, getting rid of all of these Lily's Determination.
Still doesn't see the reversal energy.
Does have Iono, though, and Counter Catcher perhaps.
Would actually, okay, if you play Iono, that would guarantee the reversal then.
Yeah, we can launch that attack if we need to. But is Liam just going to attack with an Zoroark instead here? Yeah, I'm going to be using an Iono. Going to be putting Drew Stephenson down to just one card. Liam sees three more himself here. Drew's got to be feeling good about that one, though. It was much more tense on the previous turn.
It really was.
Now Liam is just hoping to hand disrupt Drew as best as possible.
And of course, I'm here to talk about reversal energy. Liam already attached his turn, so it's not relevant anyway.
Either way, we're all good. I think there's still enough energy, even for Zoroark to knock out the Golden Go. There's so many energy in that discard pile. That 30 times multiplier.
It's
even
a lot, yeah.
You should be able to take a KO.
Yeah, it's gonna be what 240? No.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's enough to deal with this Golden Go EX. There wasn't any counter-catch shenanigans going on here. Both players just taking a moment. I think we're making sure about the shuffle going on here. I haven't seen Drew draw his one card yet, so even more drama in this late stage. We've been going for over an hour, folks, in this top 4 match. Both players taking a really impressive win, and now in these final stages, a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, so we're just checking the replay real quick. I think there's a debate as to whether there were the right amount of energies discarded. Maybe there was like one discard that got missed, and that could be relevant for backdraft potentially. Yeah, just checking the replay.
8 energy in the discard pile right now.
Yeah, so that would be.
I didn't see any additional manual attachments that were illegal. I'm pretty sure. Well, we're going to get confirmation here, folks. So let's just take a breather. Let's see where we're at in the tournament. Top 4 of the Masters Division. Both players having taken a game. Liam had the chance on the previous turn to win on the spot. The trades were not helpful. Missed that winning combination. Didn't want to risk a Flip the Script to get there. Drew very cleverly with the use of Professor Turo and an evolution of Golden Go EX, even under Itchy Pollen Lock, found a way to go down to a single prize card remaining.
Yeah, just really just dodging that win with the reversal energy there and then. Liam opting for what I guess felt a bit like the safer play, but with, you know, the Professor Turo scenario already in the hand, even with that little misstep with the choice to target at the boss's orders, Drew was able to undo that turn.
We're just going to have a look at these final few moments here. We're waiting on our judges to figure this out for us. We'll get you the information as soon as we know it. Liam holding on to his 3 cards, and now we are going to see the cut of the Ino, or perhaps not. Drew will just get the 1 card. And there we go. Action still on Liam's turn, let's not forget. Who has got an air balloon in the active, so does have choice of what to attack with, but it looks like the Zoroark that he powered up this turn is ready to go.
So, yes, here we go. Is it just going to be...
240 damage, you were right, Freya.
Yeah, 8 times 30 is 240, so it's actually not quite enough for a KO here. So, what do you find, Drew? That secret box? Hold on a second, can you just draw 2 cards and get game here? Do you have enough?
Let's see, are there enough cards to actually make it happen? Secret box normally pluses your hand, but with so many resources spent, is it possible? Drew Stephenson going to use Genesect EX for a final look and perhaps use this Golden Go EX for fodder. The cards are coming towards the top, Freya.
I think
there
he's
is
counting it
Air
out.
Balloon, there's Arven, there's already the Superior Energy Retrieval. I think Drew's getting there.
I think so as well. I mean, to be fair, with Secret Box and Boss's Orders, you don't need that much to win, right? You can, yeah, you just get it there. You definitely have the means to get enough energy with enough discard fodder. Yeah, Drew just showing it there with the Superior Energy Retrieval with the Boss's Orders. That'll do the trick!
Yeah, Drew Stephenson taking that final prize card. Superior Energy Retrieval, Boss's Order up, one of those easy single prize Pokemon. Drew Stephenson making it to the finals of EUIC.
Trainers, the 2026 Pokémon World Championships are taking place from August 28 to 30, and you can earn special Pokémon TCG Live rewards through Twitch drops. Watch live on twitch.tv/Pokémon TCG to earn rewards from Mega Evolution Pitch Black, like 6 booster packs and a mixed rarity Zero Aura playset, including 2 special illustration rare versions. And it does not stop there. You can also earn the exclusive 2026 Worlds Crate. That includes Worlds cosmetic items and so much more. Minimum watch time required to earn rewards. Requirements may vary. Terms apply. Visit rewards.pokemon.com for more information.